welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something just a little bit different. For those of you who don't know, I've been a web developer and a user experience specialist for kind of the last decade, 15 years, something like that. And I thought it'd be interesting to smash my day job along with my YouTube hobby of beer together and see what came out. So what I wanted to do today was take the most famous, successful, whatever you want to call it, beer brand of the last decade, BREWDOG, and basically take a look at their online presence and see what it is about their website in particular that makes them so successful. Now, everyone is very attuned with BREWDOG's kind of viral marketing techniques and their campaigns. They all follow a very similar pattern of basically saying we're not normal, we're a bit different, we're punky, we're edgy. There's a lot of debate about how true that is these days, but that's not why we're here. What I want to do is take a look at their website, not just their marketing, to see what it is about their website in particular that yields such a good turnover, or at least as is perceived. So hopefully you can see what I can see on my screen right now, which is the BREWDOG website, and we'll go through it bit by bit and kind of point out what it is that they're doing and why. And hopefully, if any of you are brewery owners or bottle shop owners, or you just have a website that sells something, you can take something from this as well. So here we are, we've landed on the BREWDOG website. It's automatically forwarded us to brewdog.com/UK, which is their kind of UK based site. I guess I'm sure you can go to other country variants, but we'll just look at the UK one for now. A quick look at the site. I mean, there is one massive, what we would call a hero banner, spanning most of the page, and that is just pushing whatever their main agenda is for that period of time. Now, annoyingly, this was different yesterday when I was kind of researching for this video. And on that banner yesterday, it was showing a basically a free beer offer, which we'll talk about more in a minute. But now it's their Equity Punk AGM is this weekend thing. It's basically trying to get people involved in the Equity for Punks model that they've been pushing for so long now. Their AGM's this weekend, so it makes sense that that is now on the site. This could be you in 2022. Now, those people look like they're having a fairly nice time. They look like fairly interesting people. Overall, it's just a hook to try and get you investing in their business. Now, I don't think this particular image and this particular combo is that strong, but overall, that feature banner thing that takes up pretty much all of the screen is a really solid way of gearing people to something that you want them to get to, even if it's not really what they came to the site for. One thing I do kind of want to point out on that banner though is that the call to actions aren't all that clear. So there's two links at the bottom which are find out about investing and benefits of investing. They do that so that there's two different pages they can then forward you on to. But to be honest, they're not particularly strong call to actions, they're just highlighted text links. And if it was me, my advice would have been very much to link the entire banner, so it's super easy just to go through to whatever it is you're trying to push someone towards. But you know, they're doing well, so let's not critique it too much. Then we're going to slide down the page and take a look at kind of the next section. So the first bit, super big again, Easter offers end midnight tonight. Time sensitive offer, that's always going to glean more click-throughs because people think they've got one and only chance to get to it. Next to that, their new B Corp beer, which is really an announcement part, but it says shop now. So even on their news section, they're pushing you towards their shop, and that is a theme that's going to continue as we go forward. And then the four boxes underneath that, which are Equity for Punks Tomorrow, which is more about their business share buy-in basically. And then the next three are all pointing you to their shop again. So April clearance, the first box free kind of sign up monthly box deal that they do. That was what was on the main banner yesterday. It's now down here. And then Hawks City Cider, which is also a shop now thing. I don't know what that is, to be honest, but again, it's something else that's pointing you to the shop. BREWDOG Now is another huge banner. Fresh draft beer delivered straight to your door. That's quite a clever bit of call to action because that's basically just saying shop now again, but in a very different way, and it's kind of pushing the time ethos and that you can get it quickly. You want it now, BREWDOG now. That's quite a clever tactic, so that is one that people could definitely use. And it's basically saying shop now and you can get it pretty much straight away. Obviously, how long it actually takes, I don't know, we'll find out in a bit, but it's still a good ploy to get people into the shop itself. And then you get near the bottom of the page, then you start to get the BrewDog is now carbon negative stuff. This is something they're very proud of, but ultimately it's so far down the page they aren't really interested in getting you onto there unless you are interested in it. And then finally they've got a load of stuff for sale just off their homepage, which is something I think a lot of people don't really do anymore, especially when they're a bigger business. Or let me rephrase that, bigger businesses definitely do it. When people think they're trying to look professional so they don't put instant sale tags on that homepage. What BrewDog have done is given you loads of information right at the top of the page, all of which link through to the shop. And then if you're still on this page by the time you get down to the bottom, then they're going to sell, because that's what they're doing. And cleverly, what they've done is put all their bundles on the homepage, not individual cans or individual items. These are the big ticket items that ultimately are going to get people spending more money in one transaction, which is another great way to do it. The bottom of the page is pretty generic. There's a sign up for the newsletter. There's nothing particularly clever about that. There's actually a bit of misalignment between the sign up now button and the text area for your email address, which isn't great, but again, I don't think many people are really going to use it, and I'd say BrewDog probably don't really care, because by this point they've hoped to have got you into the shop. Normal kind of site map of links at the bottom. You can select which country, you've got the social links, and then just some copyright, secure SSL checkout stuff that, to be honest, to most people doesn't mean anything, and it doesn't really give a lot to people who do know what it means, like me, because I'm going to check the SSL manually if I want to check it. I'm not just going to believe that. So I'm not really sure why they bothered, but maybe there's a bit of a subconscious security thing for people who maybe have an idea about it but don't know how to check it themselves and that kind of thing. I've just noticed that I've left the cookie announcement up on the bottom of the screen now for the entirety of this video, because I'm so used to seeing them I ignore them now, but we'll click accept. And that is revealed, so Visa, PayPal, American Express payment options, again, which is just something, it's just nice furnishings, it doesn't really add a lot. One thing I did notice, they have this little man icon in the bottom right hand corner that stays with you as you track up and down the page. If you click on that, it gives you accessibility adjustments, which are very nice to have. This is actually a plugin. This isn't kind of a thing just for their site. I think anyone can get this on their site if they want to. But it helps people with visual impairments. It's got a seizure safe profile. Basically, if you've got anything that stops you accessing a website in a normal way, there's a tool in here to help you navigate it a bit easier. So back up to the top, right, let's look at the very top of the website now. So obviously BrewDog logo, followed by the main navigation, which is beer, community, locations, and shop. Then on the right hand side, search, login, and the amount for your checkout. So you can tell by that structure that this is more dedicated an e-commerce platform than it is just an information piece about their website. Under that, free delivery when you fill a box, price pledge, the freshest beer at the best price, AGM box delivery, order by 5 PM 7th of April. That's basically buy now, offer, get free delivery. The price pledge, that's really just to make you think that you're getting a bargain all the time without really questioning it. I'm not sure where that goes to. Let's have a quick look. It is just a price pledge page. That's hard to say. Found out a bit cheaper elsewhere. It's fine. I'm not super sure that it actually gives a lot of value in its positioning. And again, I think it's one of those small subconscious things to tell the user that this is basically the best offer you're going to get, and so as a result they don't really question it. And then of course the AGM box delivery is all about their AGM, which the main banner is about, which is a time sensitive offer, again pushing that at the top of every single page. And then there's the Equity for Punks banner in the kind of greeny turquoise banner below that. So looking at their menu, they have got beer, where you can shop all beer, the first thing, back to the shop again, beer bundles, which inevitably will be in the shop, how we brew, which won't be in an ingredients section, and then you've got lists of beers, which are obviously headliners, so Punk, Lost Lager, Dead Pony Club, Pale Ale, etc. Collaboration brews, Amplified, which is OG Hazy, Jack Hammer, Double Punk, alcohol free, and then the Overworks collection. What's clever about this is that the beer drop down and the shop drop down all go to exactly the same place. The options you are given are different, but you would be fooled into believe that the beer section is all about each individual beer. Click on Punk IPA and we end up in the store for Punk IPA. and you can buy 4 cans, 24 cans, 48 cans, whatever. It does give you all the information on the beer, tasting notes, brew sheet, etc. We'll come back and have a look at this later. But the fact that that does exactly the same thing as Shop and then Punk IPA 48 can, well, it's the same page except you're going for the 48 can selected by default rather than the 4. But what that does is really bulk out their menu. It looks like they've got lots of pages, lots of links. And they haven't really, they've just got Shop selling their beer, but it comes across as a more full experience, which is quite important. So now if we go back into the beer menu and click on Shop All Beer, that takes you to the broader store, which has just got all of their beer in it. And then you can cycle through that as you would any other store. You don't need me to tell you how this works. Select products per page, pages at the bottom and at the top. You can sort by price, ABV, whatever. You know, you can find what you want, where you want it. They've got options to select by different types, so click amplified. They can't find any products in the amplified section. So there you go. Not everyone's website is perfect, including BrewDog's, even they've managed to miss that out somehow. Let's click on limited release. Lockdown lager, there you go. There's nothing super special going on in this store section. It's very generic, but that's important because people know how to use a generic store. But what happens when we go into an item? So let's click on the one we were on before, Punk IPA, and it's auto defaulted to the 48 cans, the most expensive variant, although ultimately is also the cheapest per can. And then it's telling you it's bestseller. You order by 5 PM for next day delivery. That's pretty impressive, actually. Obviously, they're a big operation. Not everyone can do order by 5 PM for next day delivery. But telling people by what time they can get next day delivery might trigger some pretty fast checkout purchases, especially if it's only a few minutes too. You could even do a countdown situation there where you've got 48 minutes left to next day delivery. That would definitely get some feet moving as well. To get more information on the beer, you have to expand the box. That's for a good reason, and that is so that when you first land on the page, all of the buy it now and options are there for you to click on, add to basket and get it done. You can only go and find out more about the beer if you're really interested, and even then it's only a short paragraph. The real detail on the beer is further down the page. This stuff's really nice. All this is telling you is the bitterness, hoppiness and maltiness levels of the beer you're looking at, and it's taking up almost an entire screen height and width to do it, but it doesn't matter. That's kind of nice. It's nicely laid out. It's a little bit Apple-esque in the way that they do their store and their information breakdowns, in that they take up a lot of space to deliver not a lot, but it makes it super clear and super easy for the user to digest. Got a recently viewed section, so they track what you're looking at as you go through the site, and you can easily go back to something else, which is another nice way to stop people forgetting about that thing they looked at a minute ago and got distracted. So let's find out what happens if we actually try and do a purchase and see what clever stuff's going on in there. So I'm going to just try and buy 4 cans of Punk because it's a small purchase and they're going to want me to buy a lot more. So let's see what kind of tactics they're using. It says below, by purchasing this you are helping us offset 1.24 kilos of CO2. Or if you buy the big box, it's 14.93 kilos. I don't know how they do that math, but it's impressive if true. So let's continue to cart with the 4 cans. It's added to basket. I get a message at the top in fairly illegible text, actually. You added Punk IPA 4 times can to your shopping cart. That's not crazy obvious. There's not a... And you get a thing pop up in the left hand corner again, which has not got the most legible text, if I'm honest. Just make sure I'm not zoomed. No, we're not. So it says fill your box for free delivery. This is filled 2 of 24 slots in a box. So what they don't do is make it super easy for you to get to the checkout. Now, whether that's because they want you to fill the box at this point, I don't know. So letters. So at the point that I fill a box, it tells me that free delivery has been applied. But it still doesn't give me a quick way to get to the checkout, which I think is strange. But anyway, you click on your basket, it opens up in page. It's not a new page, which is nice. You can change, remove stuff, add, delete, etc. And then you've got the option to go straight to checkout with PayPal. That is a key thing. At this point, as a user, I've got 2 options. I can go through a full laborious checkout process where I've got to give you all of my details and my card info and whatever, or I can just click on checkout with PayPal and confirm that I'm over 18 years of age, and then I'm straight into PayPal. Now, obviously, I don't want that many cans of Punk IPA especially not at the undiscounted price, so we'll come out of that. Right, so now you can click through and see your full basket, and you can apply any discount codes, that sort of thing. I'll be honest, I was expecting a bit more from them in this kind of staged sales thing. I was expecting a bit more like something what Amazon do, kind of really try and lock you in. They don't hide the menu or anything like that, which is nice from a user's experience point of view. It's just not the most optimal in the conversion of online sales point of view. So if I click through to checkout, yeah, again, confirm that I'm over 18 years of age because they're very keen on that. That's interesting. I don't think it asked me when I entered the site if I was over 18, and every other beer website I've ever been on does. So whether they've figured out a way that you actually only need to be 18 to order and it's okay to view, I'm not sure, but something of interest there. And then yeah, it's a normal checkout. So what they have done now, once you go through into the checkout bot, is they have eradicated the menu so you can't easily click back and you're kind of trapped in that give your details and payment part, which again is the kind of Amazon-esque thing I was talking about before. They've just done it maybe a bit later than they could have, but this is a great tactic. And again, promoting the fact that it's got an SSL secure checkout, basket summary, yeah, and that's pretty much it. So they're doing a lot of clever things to get you into the shop. I'm not sure they're doing massively clever stuff once you're in there, but what they're doing is simple, and simple often is effective, so let's not undermine it too much. Let's go and take a look at some pages that aren't directly shop related. So let's have a look at the ingredients tab under the beer menu. What goes into our brews, ingredients, and obviously there is just glasses full of all the things that make up BrewDog beer: water, malt, hops, yeast. And that's all that's on that page actually. It's just a quick rundown, but you know, that's absolutely to be expected. There's not a great deal of information on terms of stuff that goes into beer because not most beer is only made of those core ingredients. So let's click on our beer and then you end up back in the shop. Basically every single thing that they do leads you back around into the BrewDog shop, which is where they want you to be. Let's have a look at locations. So let's have a look at bars in the UK. Aberdeen, Birmingham, BrewDog Old Street, Brighton, Brixton, Camden. We've only got to see there. Can we see some more? Cardiff, Carlisle. There we go, Nottingham one. Right, so say view more, because I know this one quite well. Let's have a look. So you can book, tap list, menu, opening times. BrewDog Nottingham opened in 2012 and is a bastion for the East Midlands, arising from an abandoned 100-year-old factory building with exposed brickwork, dark wood floors and ornate industrialism. This is utterly befitting of the city's history. You can look at a tap list, download the apps, and if you ever end up at BrewDog in Nottingham, there is a burger bar underneath it called Bones Burgers, and they are just incredible. So treat yourself, go to BrewDog and go get a burger all at the same time. It says sorry, we're currently closed due to COVID, but hopefully they get to open up soon. They are dog friendly, it says. I didn't know that. Not that many places in town are. Not that I'd want to take my dogs into town, of course, but nice to know that you could if you wanted to. I think that's everything for this video. I hope you found some of what I've said interesting and useful for your own means. If there's any other particular websites or elements of BrewDog's marketing you'd like me to investigate further and give you a quick rundown of, let me know in the comments below and I'd be happy to do so. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you haven't already, subscribe if you would be so kind, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.